Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to a special episode of Jeremy's Kitchen. Today is September 1st, 2025. 2 years ago today, the music industry lost an incredible musician, a man by the name of Jimmy Buffett, the mayor of Margaritaville himself. So, in honor of Mr. Buffett, I decided to honor him by making one of his favorite dishes. And I'm not talking about a cheeseburger in paradise. No. What I'm going to make for him, in his honor, is what he would play for. And that is a chicken and sausage gumbo. Now, be known, I have already done this before on my channel, so this is a remake, but that's okay. I like making this dish, and it's a great way to honor Mr. Buffett. Alright, so, in no particular order, for this, I have the following ingredients. Onion, yellow bell pepper, 2 stalks of celery, garlic, jalapeno, green onions, andouille sausage. These are boneless, skinless chicken thighs, bay leaves, thyme leaves, beer. Now, please note, I was looking for land shark, but they didn't have any in the store, so half a cup of oil, half a cup of flour, which will make our roux, and chicken broth. All right, so this first part is going to be the prep work. So let me put you guys down. We're going to start with our onion. Take our chef's knife. We're going to peel off the skin of the onion first. All right, that's one. Go. All right. So, first things first. I need a bowl. And the first thing we are going to cut up is the onion, the celery, and the bell pepper, which in Cajun cooking is known as the Trinity, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, if you will. So, we're going to start by cutting up this onion. Just like this. That's what you should have left to get rid of when it comes to cutting up an onion. So now, next half. right. All right, well, there's our onion. So now let's go for our celery. We're going to cut the root off because it can be bitter. Just like that. There's our celery. All right, so now we're going to cut up our bell pepper. Now the trick with the bell pepper is you want to cut into the root, into the slits, just like this. This way, the seeds are in the middle, and you'll have nothing to clean up. Just like that. In between the grooves, just like that. There you go. And there's your waste right there. All right. You guys got to know that I'm singing I Will Play for Gumbo in my head right now while I'm thinking this. Now, I chose a yellow bell pepper. You can pretty much choose any bell pepper you want, color-wise. It kind of really doesn't matter. Looking at these colors, I probably wish I got a red one instead of a yellow, because the colors would snap even bigger. But, it is what it is. And now, I also should tell you, this is going to be a long video, not just because of the cooking, but because of the prep work that's going into it. Well, combination of all of it, but trust me, the end result will be worth it. All right. Alright. Alright, well, in here is our onion, celery, and bell pepper. So there is our trinity. But to the trinity, I'm also going to add our jalapeno pepper. Now, you can cut this up with the seeds if you want to. It'll just make it spicy. I find that unnecessary, so I'm just going to roll this around in my hand to dislodge the seeds. Ah. You hear the shaking in there? Cut off the tail. These seeds are what provide the heat to a jalapeno pepper. Look at that. Cool. Empty. So, hang on. All right, so now you can also pretty much do it exactly the same, cut it exactly the same way you did with the bell pepper by cutting up the head, turning it on sideways, or right side up, and just peeling it with a knife. But I prefer to do it this way. All right. So now, we're going to move on to our garlic. Huh, I thought I had, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so let me get a little thing for that. Now, inside of our bowl is our bell pepper, celery, onion, and our jalapeno. I want the garlic to be separate, and I'll explain why in a few. Yeah. 3, 4. Let's take probably 5 cloves. Sound good? All right. So you got 5 cloves of garlic. All we have to do is just get them smaller, that's all. So. Okay. Now when it comes to garlic, especially for this, you want to be very, very gentle with this. So, what you're going to do is you're going to simply put it in the middle of our cutting board, put the knife on top of it, and got your pulverized garlic. Oh, that was fun. Try it again. Sorry about that. Having a little too much fun now. One more. Yeah, decided to go a little softer on that one, but that's okay. Still got the job done. Now, what I was saying earlier, garlic has a low smoke point, which means it burns so much faster. It'll burn so much faster than the other vegetables that I have. So, you want to leave those separate for how we're going to cook them. So I'm just giving them a nice little rough chop right here, just like this. And that should do it. Now, I love garlic. I like the taste of garlic. I love the smell of garlic. So that's why I have a lot of it. All right. All right, we're almost there. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to, why not? I'm I'm going to cut up our andouille sausage next. But before I do that, I'm going to start the broiler on our oven. That's going to be used to cook our chicken. All right, so that the broiler is heating up, and I'm going to cut up our andouille sausage. I have 2 of them because I kind of like the sausage in the gumbo. Oh, here we are. Yeah. Let me rinse that knife off. All right, so I'm going to cut these up into coins. Now, andouille sausage is a smoked sausage. Very used a lot in Cajun and Louisiana cooking. In fact, it's not even raw, it's smoked. So it's already cooked. And it tastes good. So this batch of sausage is going to go into this bowl. All right, so andouille sausage. All right, so next, we're going to take our chicken thighs and we are going to put them into this pot, into this pan. More. All right, well, it's working. So now we're going to hit it with a little bit of canola oil. Me. All right, so now with the chicken, we want to hit this with some salt and pepper. On both sides, because you want both sides of food to taste good. All right, so this is going to go into our broiler oven, and we're going to cook it for 8 minutes on each side. All right, so pretty much the prep work is now completed. All that's left to do is start heating up our oil for our roux. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this, a half cup of canola oil, into our pan, to our pot on the stove, and we're going to get it started to get hot. So when we're ready, it's time to get cooking. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. Our pot is currently heating up, and we have 51 seconds until we can pull out our chicken, which has been in our broiler. It did 8 minutes on one side, and it's doing 8 minutes on the other, and it's almost finished. Our pot is currently heating up on the stove top. In fact, right now, I'm going to add the oil into our pot. "15 seconds until we can pull out our chicken. "5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow. Yes. Now, we just wanted these to be not fully cooked all the way. That will happen in the gumbo. But we just wanted them to be just like that. Now, all the fond that's in there, this is where you're going to add a little bit of your beer. And you're going to scrape all the fond, that's the crispy bits off the bottom. Yeah. All right, so we're good with our chicken, so we're going to put that to the side. And, oh wow, yep. Come on over to my stove top, guys, because our oil is heated up very nicely. Now, before you get started making your roux, you got to bring everything over because you want everything in reaching distance. Mostly what's going to be cooked. And okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our roux, which is basically fat and flour. Then to the roux, once it gets to the right color we want, we'll add our Trinity. And once that's perfectly sweated, we'll add our garlic to that. All right, so now our oil is smoking hot. Now, word of advice. This thing is two things. One, when we start, this gets super hot, like nuclear hot. So please be very careful. Two, once you start a roux, do not walk away from a roux or it will burn. All right, so oil is here. We're ready. Half a cup of flour in. And start stirring immediately. Right now, it is a white roux. Once it touched the color of white flour, and it just quickly became a blonde roux very fast. So again, you got to keep stirring, or this is going to burn very, very easily, very quickly. You cannot overstir a roux, but you can understir it and burn it. Now, when it comes to this roux, the color we want is we're going to make a dark roux. It's going to be the color of a Hershey chocolate bar. All right, now it's a dark blonde. That's cool. Oh yeah. Good color. I mean, good smell. Dark smell. Dark roux. We're almost there. A little bit more. All right. Well, that was quick. Whoa. There's some burn bits. All right, we should be okay now. So, Trinity, in. Ooh. Now, you also, at this time, want to add some salt to your Trinity, because it's going to start to let out the liquid of some vegetables, and that's what you want. Now, because the roux is so hot, we just have to cook this for a few minutes. Now, this is the first sweating of our vegetables. Once it starts to cool down a bit, then we're going to add our garlic into this. Oh, it kind of went kind of fast. All right. All right, the onions are starting to get clear now. So now we're going to add in our garlic. All right, garlic is in. So now we're going to add our beer. We're going to cook out the alcohol. Vapor, alcoholic vapor. Yep, there's your first splatter. All right. So now you want to slow, well, hold on. I'm going to drop the temperature just a bit to medium high now. Yep, alcohol's cooked out. So now we're going to add our chicken broth to this, and you gotta, while you're adding, you're stirring. Otherwise, your gravy will be lumpy. Right. Nice. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our chicken into our gumbo. As well as the beer with all the fond in it. That is just pure flavor that you want to add to that. Okay, so now you want to add bay leaves. I have 3. And your thyme leaves. Plus some salt. And Let's see, how about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 30 cracks of black pepper. Yep. Okay. And finally, you want to add your andouille sausage in as well. Right now, this is at a medium-high temperature. And what we want it to do is we want it to start to boil. Once we do that, we're just going to let it, we're just going to drop the temperature a bit, and we're just going to let this go. Now, in order to cook out the flour from the roux that's in here, you want to let this go for about 3 hours, sorry. Yeah, you want to let this simmer on the stove top for 3 hours in order to cook out the roux, to infuse all the flavors from the chicken and the sausage into this. So, I'm going to keep my eye on this. And by the way, you should probably consider stirring it every 10 to 15 minutes while it's cooking. So, we're going to watch until this comes to a boil, lower the temperature, and then we're going to cover it. And I'll see you guys in 3 hours. 1 hour later. Alright guys, so I may have been wrong. I won't see you in 3 hours. 1 hour has passed on our gumbo. It is still boiling away, but right now, I need to make some rice. So, in order to do that, I have a strainer, and I have 1 cup of dry rice, which I'm going to rinse the starch out. Just like that. All right, the starch has been rinsed from the rice. I'm going to put it into this pot. And at this point in time, as you may remember, I made a rice cooking video a while ago. Now is the time to add some seasoning to the rice. So I'm going to do some salt and pepper. Now, the ratio for cooking rice. For 1 cup of dry rice, you add 1.5 cups of water. And then you want to get this onto the stove for 10 minutes. Do not touch the rice for 10 minutes. All right, so I put the rice on a medium, and in 10 minutes, once that comes to a boil, it will be done in 10 minutes. So I'll see you guys later. 2 hours later. All right, guys, we're back. We have 2 minutes before our gumbo is finished. So, I wanted to first show you our pot of rice. It came out perfectly. And while we were at a small break, I took those green onions and I cut them up. All right, so let me put you guys back down. And let me show you how I'm going to start to serve this. I'm going to take some rice. There. Good amount of rice right there. Now the rice, as you may remember, is just used to suck up the gravy that makes up the gumbo. Okay. Now the green onions will go on top of our gumbo. which should be ready in less than a minute. Okay. So we got our oven mitts. And we are about to initiate our countdown. Now again, when I first started this video, which we have 30 seconds left until our gumbo is finished, this was made in honor of the late great Jimmy Buffett, who made many incredible songs for the island lifer and explorer. So this is all for him in heaven. 10 seconds to go. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right. Wow. All right. Well, first of all, come here, you guys. Take a look at our sausage and chicken gumbo. A lot of sausage in there. It's steaming up already. I can see the celery in there as well. The chicken broke down in there, so that's why you can barely see it. All right, so what do you say we serve ourselves a bowl? I don't smoke, I don't shoot smack, but I got a spicy monkey riding on my back. I will play for gumbo. I will play for gumbo. All right. Now, here's the thing. Gumbos, you can't overcook them. So I'm going to put this back on the stove. And I'll just put the cover on it for the time being. You can't overcook a gumbo. Some of the best gumbos roll from the beginning of the morning to night. So now we're going to add some of our green onions on the top here. Boom. And there we have it. Come here, guys. Take a look at our finished gumbo. This one's for you, Jimmy. All right, you guys, I'm going to take this over to my table, and I will try it there. All right, guys, we're here at my table, so take one more look at our bowl of gumbo. Unbelievable. All right, let me put you guys down. Blessed, O Lord, for these thy gifts which we are about to receive from thy bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. Wow. Smells amazing. Let's get some of that sausage. I got some chicken and rice in there. Good. Cheers. Oh my. The tenderness of the chicken, the smokiness of the sausage, the fluffiness of the rice all together is delicious. Oh man, look at that. Unreal. Yes, this dish takes time, but believe me when I tell you, making this is absolutely worth it. This is amazing. The only thing I wish I had was land shark. Land shark beer. That would have made it really special for Jimmy. But still, it's okay. But I know if Jimmy was still here, he would be playing for music for this. So this is awesome. All right. So again, thank you, Jimmy Buffett, for all the memories you have given to so many parrot heads around the world. And thank you all for watching. This was our gumbo. If you like this video, please feel free to like, share, subscribe. Also be sure to leave a comment down below. Until next time, this is Jeremy saying, Bon appetit!